Hey guys, this is Dan Duran and I hope you're doing fantastic. So today we're going to look at starting point responder. So tier number 1 responder is the number 4 down the list. And I already have the machine running, so we're ready to go. So what I'm gonna do here is, let me just exit this. I'm going to create 2 tabs in here, and then I'm also going to log into the OpenVPN. So if you don't know by now, you should sudo OpenVPN starting point and then your OpenVPN profile. So you are running the VM and then you just start the machine. So let me just copy this IP address in here, and we're going to do a quick ping just to make sure that we are running perfect. So it looks like it's working, and right away I'm going to do a sudo nmap and I'm going to hit this IP address with my nmap, and I'm going to leave this in here, right? So I'm going to go into the second tab in here and let's start working on this. Okay, task number 1. When visiting the web service using the IP address, what is the domain? What is the domain that we're being redirected to? And that one is very easy. So start a new tab, HTTP :// and then just put the IP address in here, and it redirects to Unica. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy that domain name, and now we're going to do sudo su in here, get into a root and echo, and then the IP address, then in space without the HTTP, so just Unica ht.htb, and then you do 2 of these, so 2 arrows, not 1, remember 2 arrows, and then you click on enter. Now if I do nano, that's sudo nano etc host, you'll see that I have added the host in here. Perfect. So to answer the question, if I go back, Unica HTTP, this is what it is redirecting. So unica.htv. Perfect. Number 2, which scripting language is being used on the server to generate web pages? Okay, so we need to know what language this site is being made from. So I'm going to click here on this guy over here, and then you'll see right away that it says index.php. So the answer for that is index.php. There you go. Then number 3, what is the name of the URL parameter which is used to load different languages versions of the web page? And you know, I already changed the language in here, so you'll find out that is page. So the answer to number 4 is, or number 3 is page. Number 4, these are multiple choice. Which of the following for the page parameter would be an example of exploiting a local file inclusion? Okay, so local file include, and then it gives you French.html, which doesn't make any sense. And obviously it's going to be the last one because we see that the hint is hinting to the same. So it is this. Perfect. Next one. Number 5, which of the following values for the page parameter would be an example of exploiting a remote file include or inclusion? I usually say inclusion. And obviously it's going to be this over here. Now I want you to remember this because we're going to do something really cool to be able to get the flag, right? So let's, so that's what it is. Then what does NTLM stand for? NTLM, and I don't, to be honest, I don't remember every single abbreviation out there. So what is NTLM? And that would be stands for whatever, Windows New Technology LAN Manager. So it would be New LAN Manager, New Technology LAN Manager, NTLM. And those are the hashes from Windows hashes. Remember that, very important. Which flag do we use in responder utility to specify the network interface? So that one is fairly easy. What you have to do is, let me just get out of here. So exit this like that. and then I'm going to type in responder and then help. And here are all the arguments or all the switches that you can use. And here's the one that we're looking for. The interface is -i. So if I go back to the answer, it will be -i. Perfect. There are several tools that can use net NTLM version 2 challenge response. And it talks about one such tool is often referred to John. So that would be John the Ripper, right? So if I look for John the Ripper like that, this is what it is. That's it, John the Ripper. Awesome tool. So the answer obviously is John the Ripper. And now what is the password? The administrator password. And that one is going to be fairly cool to get. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to do a sudo. First of all, let's look for the interface. So IPA, there you go. So here are all your interfaces, low, eth0, Docker, and then this one is the one that belongs to HackTheBox, right? So right here, ton 0. So having said that, what we're gonna do is sudo responder and then ton 0, and I'm gonna put a little v, so -v in here, because what I want to do basically is I already copied this, so it's already loaded into my memory. So if I do this, then we'll see over here on responder an IP address, and here it is. So this is the IP address, right? So we copied this IP address, so that's Shift Control C, and if we go up here, you'll see that this some file, right? So we want to do this on the URL. So if you go back here, okay, so page equals to, then you say / the IP address and then some file, right? You hit this, you're going to get an error here, which is okay. But then if you go back to responder, then you're going to see this hash, and this we're going to use. So I want you to highlight this, Control Shift C. You can kill responder now, right? So in here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do nano hash. I'm going to paste the hash in here, Control X and then Y. There you go. So you can see that the hash is here. And then what I'm going to do is type in sudo John user share word list rocku, which is the main combination or library of hashes that I have. And then I'm going to type in hash and hit it. And there you go. So the password is badminton. Perfect. So we go back here and the password should be badminton. There you go. We'll use a Windows service running on the box to remotely access the responder machine using the password we recover. What port TCP does it listen on? Okay, so if we go back to our Nmap, you'll see that is 5985. So 5985, perfect. And now let's submit the flag. In order to submit the flag, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to use sudo evil winrm, right? And it's going to be the username. So you administrator, and then password is going to be badminton, and the URL or the IP address. So I is going to be our IP address here. So let me just copy this, paste and hit it. Perfect. So you can see that I'm using PowerShell and I'm connected to the Windows machine. So now I do an ls and I'm in documents. So cd, so go back to users, ls, mic. So cd mic, ls, and desktop, cd desktop, like that, ls, flag. So now all we have to do is just cat flag.txt. And there it is. Here's your flag. Perfect. All right. I hope you have fun. I'll see you in the next video.